Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. First of all, thank you for tuning in and being part of this journey with me. Your support, your likes, your shares, and your constant engagement with each story we tell truly mean the world. And today, I'm bringing you something that has been making waves across the internet, sparking endless discussions, flooding comment sections, and reigniting emotions among fans worldwide. We're diving into the story that has set social media on fire. Jung Hae-In's recent words about Jung So-Min. Words that have people wondering, was it really ever over between them? This isn't just another trending headline. It's a story that cuts into the heart of celebrity connections, hidden truths, and the blurred lines between personal life and the world of entertainment. Jung Hae-In, known for his remarkable acting and his quiet but impactful presence, has always been cautious with his words. He's deliberate, he's thoughtful, and rarely does he say something that sparks unnecessary controversy. Yet this time, fans are certain that what he said was more than just a slip, more than just nostalgia. It was a revelation. Now, for those of you who might not have been keeping up with the history between Jung Hae-In and Jung So-Min, let me paint the picture. These two stars have long been admired for their natural chemistry on screen and their rumored closeness off it. Whenever they've shared the same space, whether at events, interviews, or projects, there's always been this undeniable spark. Fans noticed it, the media noticed it, and even industry insiders whispered about it. But, as is often the case in the Korean entertainment world, what happens behind the curtains is usually kept far away from the public eye. The internet exploded after Jung Hae-In made a rather cryptic, but emotionally loaded statement in a recent interview. When asked about relationships, bonds, and the way he connects with co-stars, he paused for a moment and then said something that immediately lit a flame among fans. He mentioned Jung So-Min directly, and while his words were carefully phrased, it was the tone and the subtle emphasis that made people lean in closer. He reportedly said, "With So-Min, it was never really over. Some connections don't end. They just stay with you no matter what." Can you imagine what that did to fans who had been holding onto the idea of their closeness? The internet doesn't need much fuel to start a wildfire, and this was more than enough. Hashtags started trending. Fan accounts began posting old photos and videos of the two together, and people began dissecting every single gesture, every glance, and every laugh they shared in the past. Suddenly, old interviews and behind-the-scenes clips resurfaced, viewed under a new light. That brief touch, that long eye contact, that smile, were these signs all along? Viewers, let me ask you, what do you think he meant? Was it a poetic way of describing the professional bond and chemistry they shared as co-actors? Or was it an emotional admission that maybe, just maybe, their story wasn't finished yet? It's that ambiguity that makes this moment so gripping. Jung Hae-In is not someone who speaks carelessly. Every word feels intentional. And if he said it was never over, then it means something deeper than the casual ear might catch. Fans who have followed Jung Hae-In's career know that he's someone who carries a lot of weight in his silences. He doesn't often speak about personal relationships, let alone mention names, so the fact that Jung So-Min was singled out is significant. Why her? Why now? Was it prompted by memories, by current feelings, or by something we don't yet know? Jung So-Min herself has not yet responded publicly, which has only amplified the speculation. People are watching her closely, her social media posts, her interviews, even the project she's choosing, looking for any hint of acknowledgement or hidden message. Some fans believe that silence can sometimes say more than words. Others argue that her silence is deliberate, perhaps waiting for the right moment, or perhaps indicating that she, too, feels there's more to the story than what the public knows. The beauty of this moment lies not just in the drama of celebrity lives, but in the way it mirrors real human relationships. How many of us can truly say that every bond in our life has neatly ended? Sometimes connections linger. Sometimes a single person remains etched in your heart, regardless of time or distance. That's why Jung Hae-In's words hit so deeply with fans. They're relatable. They reflect a universal truth, that some stories don't really conclude, they evolve. And viewers, let's not forget how the entertainment industry often tries to protect its stars by keeping their personal lives hidden. But sometimes, no matter how carefully you hide, the truth comes out in the most unexpected ways. Through a simple statement, a fleeting look, or a heartfelt moment in front of the camera. That's what makes this revelation so powerful. As the internet debates, one side firmly believes that Jung Hae-In's words confirm what fans have long suspected, that there was, and maybe still is, something between him and Jung So-Min. The other side urges caution, saying that people might be overanalyzing, and that he could have been speaking about the lasting friendships actors often form. But in either case, the fact remains, his words sparked something that continues to ripple through fan communities across the globe. Theories are running wild. Some say the two have been quietly keeping in touch, that their bond never really ended after projects. Others say there's a possibility of rekindling something more public in the future. Meanwhile, a more grounded perspective is that Jung Hae-In was simply being honest about the depth of human connections without implying romance. But in the court of public opinion, especially in the fast-moving world of K-drama fandoms, even the smallest hint is enough to create an earthquake. Imagine this for a moment. If Jung Hae-In and Jung So-Min were indeed to confirm a deeper relationship someday, it would send shockwaves not just through the fan base, but through the entire entertainment industry. Both have massive followings, both are beloved for their authenticity, and both represent a kind of dream pairing that fans have cherished for years. That's why even a few words like, "it was never over," carry such enormous weight. It's also worth pointing out that their chemistry is the kind you can't fake. Watch any scene they've done together, and you'll see it, the natural rhythm, the ease, the spark that feels less like acting and more like something genuine. That's why the internet isn't letting go of this moment. To fans, it validates what they've always felt when watching them. To critics, it raises questions about the boundary between performance and reality. Now, I want to pause here and acknowledge you, the viewers, because this isn't just about celebrities. This is about how we, as fans and as people, connect to stories like these. When we follow stars like Jung Hae-In and Jung So-Min, we aren't just following their work, we're investing in their journeys, their emotions, their relationships, their vulnerabilities. These become part of our lives too. That's why when he said, "it was never over," it didn't just stir curiosity, it stirred hearts. Let's be real. Whether or not they ever come forward with more clarity, the truth is, the internet won't stop speculating. The fan theories, the rewatching of old moments, the endless analysis of interviews, all of that is part of the culture of K-drama fandom. And honestly, isn't that part of the fun? The thrill of piecing together the puzzle, of believing in something bigger than just the story on screen. So where does this leave us? At the edge of anticipation, waiting to see if Jung So-Min will respond. Watching for the next interview where Jung Hae-In might drop another subtle hint. Wondering if behind the polished images, there's a love story still unfolding. In the end, one thing is certain. His words have reignited interest in their connection like never before. It's not just about nostalgia, it's about possibility. And possibility is what keeps fans hooked, hearts invested, and the internet ablaze with discussion. So, viewers, as we wrap up, I'll leave you with this thought. Sometimes, the most powerful stories are the ones left unfinished. Maybe that's what Jung Hae-In was telling us. Maybe some bonds don't need an ending, because they were never meant to end. Maybe, just maybe, this is one of those stories. Thank you for watching. Thank you for always being here. And thank you for letting me share this with you. Don't forget to like, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I want to know, what do you believe he meant? Was it never over? Or are we simply reading between the lines? Either way, one thing is clear. This story is far from finished.